Okay, so I wanted to say my opinion about Leroy as a character, and he's obviously really cheap and should be nerfed. Everybody knows that. But I wanted to explain why. I feel like every move he has is just a much better version of tools that other characters already have, you know? For example, his down forward 1 is probably the best down forward 1 in the game at the moment. I'm not sure. It has pretty good range. A really low hitbox. I mean, it hit an opponent side rolling in ranked or something like that. You know, they were trying to stand up from the ground and it hit them grounded. Not only that, it has great tracking to one side. It tracks to his left. And it has extensions, down forward 1-1 and down forward 1-4. But it's also only -1 on block. No, I don't think many characters that have such a good down forward 1 with such good properties have a down forward 1 that is only -1 on block. It's too good. It's too good. Like, down forward ones that have extensions and track and have a good hitbox usually have bad frames. But this is +5 on hit and -1 on block. Which means he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do after a down forward 1 on block. Whereas, for example, Zafina's down forward 1 is -5, so she's kinda giving up her turn, you know? Leroy? No, he can do whatever he wants to do. It's too good. And then he has his orbital, of course. Orbitals are slow launching mids that jump over lows. They're slower than hopkicks, but are also safe on block. And orbitals are usually about -5 to -9 on block, if I remember correctly. But his orbital is quite fast for an orbital. 21 frames fast, that's quite fast. And it's only -3 on block, which again means if the opponent blocks the orbital, he can move around and sets to pretty much anything unless it tracks well. Whereas if it was around -5 to -9, he wouldn't be able to step that much. So now again, after the orbital on block, he can do whatever he wants to do. Not to mention he has these amazing parries. I mean, he can parry whole strings, just like Jin. He has a lot of other parries. I think up forward 1 or something is a parry. He has one from the stance. He has a lot of parries. So he has great defensive options. His pokes are amazing. Especially because of his down forward 1. He has some pretty good low pokes. 15 frames fast low and high crushes. Has an extension, for example. And you would think that a character with such good poking and such high damage would have bad punishment. But he doesn't. His punishment is pretty good. For 14 frames, it's 56 points of damage, and the range isn't that shabby either. And then he of course has a 15 frame launcher with pretty good range. He can punish moves with pushback as well. His wall standing punishment is alright as well. Has a 15 frame wall standing launcher. So yeah, you would think a character like Leroy would have bad punishment, but he doesn't. His damage is insane. For example, off of this cane move that you would think would have some sort of a weakness. Like when I first saw this cane move, I thought it was gonna be linear at least, or be really slow, but 22 frames fast, so that's not too slow for a move that is so good. It's +8 on block and launches. It is basically a homing move. It tracks well. I really thought this move would be linear, but it's not. And the combo you get from this? Let me show you. Of course I can't do this right now. Come on, why can't I do that now? Why is it not working suddenly? There we go. 100 points of damage without walls, without rage, without anything. From a launcher that is +8 on block. That's like a free win around button. If you finish with down to 4, you get 105. That's even more. You see? What else does he have? Oh, back 4 and the hell sweep is such a good mix-up. I haven't used back 4 in ranked so much yet because nobody ever steps. Why would you even try to step Leroy? Everything he does tracks. Back 4 is an amazing homing move. Quite quick for a mid homing move. It also tailspins on hit and wall splats. It's amazing. Does it counter hit launch? I don't think it does. Still, an amazing, abusable homing move. 17 frames fast, quite quick. And you can mix it up with the hell sweep. And you would think this hell sweep would have bad range. Like, when I first saw the trailer, I thought the hell sweep would have bad range or something. But it has quite decent range for a character like Leroy. It's not bad at all. It's really abusable in the neutral. Because of the range and the tracking, you can't step this. And the only disadvantages of the house sweep is that it doesn't wall splat. And it knocks too far away. But these weaknesses are covered by the fact that it's so abusable in the neutral. And it's hard to move around it. And not to mention down 1+2. I love this move so much. It's like Lily's down for 3, but much better. Even though it's not +1 block. It's 0, so he can still do whatever he wants to do. And he has good counter hit options. Like, for example, back 1. And his 10 frame jab string that is guaranteed on counter hit. He can make much better use of the situation than Lily can. Like, at +3 frame advantage, Lily doesn't have any fast tools that are good, except for jabs maybe. Leroy, he can do back 1, he can do jabs, he can do back 1+2. Lots and lots of quick options. It also has a really low hitbox and amazing range. Right, this one. I mean, you saw in rank that it hit opponents on the ground when they tried to stand up. So basically as if their only option was to stand up and block it or stay on the ground to make it with. But it hits side roll. And it's a counter hit launcher for 1 million damage. $75 is above average damage from the combo, with easy execution as well. And then he has 1+2, 1+2, which is not only an amazing 14 frame Punisher, it's an amazing poke, because you cannot deduct these highs. The first hits are all highs, but you cannot duck them. if you block the first hit. And it's super hit confirmable the last hit. You can just press 1+2, 1+2, see if the moves come out, and if they don't, you don't press anything. If they hit, just press 1 to finish it. You have lots of times. You have a lot of time to finish the string. What else does he have? Oh yeah, the counter hit tools. Combine these with the parries and Leroy can be an amazing turtle character, I guess. I love this counter hit tool. 11 frames fast, safe, deals a lot of damage, and back 1+2 as well. Also safe, although the range isn't amazing. I thought that because of the range, it wouldn't really be possible to block this in a match, like it would either hit or miss. But I've had a lot of instances where this move got blocked, so I survived. And then he also has forward 4-3, another amazing homing move, tons of rage. Looks like it has some evasion as well. It hits across the whole screen. You can get a lot of damage from this. I mean, somebody in the chat today told me you can get a full launch from this. And I did it as well. Of course it doesn't work right now. Anyway, you can make down for 3-1 connect and get a full combo. His hitbox is small. Okay, maybe it doesn't work on Leroy, but it works on average size characters. But even on Leroy you can do something like this for 48 points of damage, which is not a small amount. You can do the cane to get even more damage. Like this, 66, and if you have a wall you can get a full combo from it. From a launcher that is +1 on block. And homing. And has tons and tons of rage. It's amazing. It will floor break too. Yeah, you can floor break as well with something like this, the ground punches. He has down 3-2, which is a natural low-high string, and +8 into a hermit mix-up, which is an amazing stance. It's cheap. It's like Horang's down 3-4 or whatever it is. Free mix-up. Get your free mix-up with Leroy. And when it comes to hermit stance, he has tons of safe options from this. It's ridiculous how safe he is. This is a 14 frames fast counter hit launcher, for example. Wait, was it hermit forward 2-2 or forward? No. Oh yeah, that was hermit 2-1. Okay. This is hit confirmable. Second hit counter hit launches. He has big mids with good frames on block. For example, this hermit orbital is 0 on block and launches. Hermit back 1 is +4 on block and a counter hit launcher. Amazing tools. And he even has hermit back 4, which is a sweep that is only -13 on block and counter hit launches and goes under mids. I crushed a mid today with this in ranked. Have I mentioned 1-1, 1+2, 1? Oh yeah! Yeah, I think I had mentioned it. I mentioned 1-1, 1+2, 1. Amazing counter hit tools. Fast ones. The jab string, back 1, back 1+2. All are amazing. Quick counter hit tool. So good in the neutral. What else does he have in Hermit? How is that low? Oh yeah, Hermit 3-4. Low poke if you want. The stance is very safe. He also has a mid wall bounce from Hermit that is 15 frames fast and is only -10 on block actually. You would think this would be more unsafe. Okay, that's 16 frames fast. Still really fast. No, it's 15. Yeah, the first hit is 15. It's crazy. Like, a lot of his moves from Hermit are extremely fast. So even if you do his 10 frame Punisher that is 1, 2, 4, and you have +3 frame advantage, he can make good use of those plus frames. For example, with the 11 frame mid. Crazy good character. Or you can sidestep to evade something. He has a parry. But I think this is only a punch parry. But this stance is really good compared to many other stances in the game. Good wall carry as well. Yeah, even has great combos in wall carry. An easy execution. I don't think Leroy will stay the way he is right now. He's gonna get nerfed, that's for sure.